Hi friends, welcome to Tassi Studio. I'm Tassi, and today I am going to take you on a little adventure on how we prepare for the Sacred Sheep Festival here in Portland, Oregon. And the festival is going to be on November 1st until November 3rd. It starts on Friday with a VIP event in the evening, and it on Saturday and Sunday it's open to the public. I went last year for the festival's first year, and this is the second year of the festival, and I am planning to be there. I am so excited for this festival because it's right here, and I feel that it's right on my backyard, and I really wanted to share this with you and wanted to share with you what I have done to prepare for it this year. And to do that, I also did an interview with Rachel and Becka, which is Rachel is the owner of Ritual Dyes, one of my favorite knitting stores here in Portland, Oregon. She and her team prepare, organize, and coordinate everything behind the scenes for this beautiful and gorgeous festival to just flourish and be all the wonderful that it is for us knitters and crocheters and crafters. There are so many things on this festival, and I'm so excited that I was able to have a little bit of time with both of them, because this way I'm not just telling you what I think and how I feel that this festival is going to be and what you need to do to prepare or what you can do here on the city, but you can hear straight from the source. So I thought that was a good idea, and I hope that you are excited about that. I am going to first tell you a little bit about the festival, and I want you to see starting with their information. It's here on the Reed on Salmon, and that is on Southeast Portland, and it is from, as I said, November 1st to November 3rd of 2024. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure if this is going to read backwards, but it's just, you can go to the sacredsheep.com, and you can also go to the Sacred Sheep on Instagram and have all the details and all the information. And then you also can see all the people that have sponsored the festival, and I think that it's going to be fantastic. This year I am just so very lucky that I'm going to be able to also go to the VIP event on Friday night. What I'm doing today is just going to share with you what I'm doing to prepare for the festival. Of course, the first thing I did is I fell in love with the framed sweater, and if you have been here, and I should just say, if you have been here with me, thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, welcome, and I cannot wait to share all this information with you. If you have been here, you have seen this before, but I have made a little progress. If you haven't been here, this is my version of the framed sweater by Andrea Maury, and I have to say that you cannot really see all the beauty yet, because when I do color work, and that's one of the reasons I decided to do this, is for me to practice and do my color work a little bit better. And I think that once I block, this is going to look a lot better. But this is what I have been doing. I love to wear something that I made when I go to a festival, when I go to the yarn crawls, and when I can, I try to wear something that was made by me. I also keep it on my Sacred Sheep bag from last year, and I also have I actually bought stickers from last year, and I'll be honest with you, I lost one of them. So I got this one from Rachel when I went to visit them to do the interview. And this year I will be getting more things because I love all the beautiful merchandise and all the beautiful design. I think that they have a fabulous graphic designer, and I am very excited to get get some of their merchandise this year also. So I'm going to start by, like I said, sharing with you what I do. I like to knit something special and take that with me and wear that, because then I feel like I'm part of all that process. Rachel started Ritual Dyes about 7 years ago. She said that on the interview, and she opened her shop about 5 years ago, right when COVID started. She was very, very creative on finding ways for people to be able to get yarn and for people to be able to, with social distancing, still be able to get things from the shop. And I think that she was very successful. I think she was very successful from the beginning because she had fabulous ideas. Her yarn is fantastic. So one could see that it was going to be successful from the beginning. And I actually have one of the yarns that I bought on the very first trunk show that she did on Starlight, which is another one of my favorite yarn stores here in Portland. And I still have the label, which was written, the colorways were written by hand, and I love that because it made it so personal. But for me, it's a really good memory. So I am very excited to be here today to give you some tips, but also to be a part of this festival. The Sacred Sheep features a VIP night, over 30 vendors this year. This year they're going to have tattoos. So if you have been wanting to get that tattoo and haven't been able to yet, here's your chance. They also have at this show, which I think at this festival, which I think is amazing, they have a quiet room for if you feel overwhelmed or if you feel tired and you live farther away and you can't just go back to your house to come back or go back to your hotel to come back. You can take some time in the quiet room. They have special ADA parking. So it's just an overall fantastic time, fantastic festival. It takes so much time and thought and preparation for this to happen, and I so appreciate that Rachel, in the midst of doing all that, and Becka took the time to meet with me. So and I have a wish list, but at the same time I go with an open mind that if I find something that I really want and that I really like, I'm also open to get something new or something different. They also have workshops. They're going to have meet-up places, and they also have food and drinks like I mentioned before. But the workshops this year are going to be fantastic. I know that Sorry Nordland is going to be doing a workshop, and then Caitlin Hunter from Boyland Networks. But I think there's a couple other people, and if I'm forgetting, I am so sorry. I'll write it down here. But I think that it's a great opportunity, and I think we're going to talk a little bit about that also on the interview. But if you are from out of town, I think that there are a few places that should be really awesome for you to visit if you're here a little bit longer and you have the time. So go see the St. John's neighborhood, to Forest Park if you like hiking, and you can see the St. John's Bridge, and I think it's one of the oldest bridges also here, and it's beautiful. You can visit several different, you can visit another great yarn store, the Weird Sisters, and they share space with a great, I think they are siblings, and there's a really cute, the Two River bookstores, and they share the space on the Weird Sisters and the Two Rivers bookstore. I think the other thing that they suggest is to go downtown, so this way you can go to the Powell's bookstore, which is another thing that I was going to suggest, because it's an iconic place. If you come to Portland, it's really a huge bookstore with a huge variety of books, and downtown Portland is actually a really fun place. There's a lot of different restaurants that you can go and you can see, so it's just a really fun city to live. I absolutely love living here in Portland. I came here in 1989, so 35 years ago, and I will tell you, I have visited many states and I love them also, but to live, I don't think that I will ever leave this state, because there's so many things to do, so many beautiful places to go, that it's just a fantastic city. If you are here a little bit longer and you could, there's also a lot of beautiful hikes that you can do. And if you could go visit the waterfalls, Multnomah Falls is absolutely gorgeous. So I really recommend, if that's something that you could and that you have some time. We are going to talk about all the details. We are going to talk about all the things that you can do. And after on the interview with Rachel and Becka. After the interview, I will leave you with some pictures from our sacred ship last year, and some pictures and videos from our city. And it's Portland is considered the city of roses. So in the summer and beginning of the fall is just a beautiful festival for the eyes. So if you're going to be here, if you're going to be at Sacred Sheep, I hope that I can see you. I hope that if we see each other, that we can talk and say hi. If you're not going to be here, I'm going to be recording when I'm there, and then I'll be sharing that with you. I can't wait to share this interview with you. I hope that you enjoy, and I hope that this is helpful to you. Welcome to Tassi's studio. I'm Tassi, and today we are here in Portland, Oregon on a beautiful day to talk with Rachel and Becka about a beautiful festival we're going to have here in the first weekend of November. And I am going to give this to them so they can introduce themselves. But today we're going to talk about what you can do to prepare yourself for the most beautiful time of the year. So, hi Rachel, hi Becka.
Hello.
I just wanted to check in with you today, and I'm going to see what you can tell some of the people who are here in Portland and some of the people who are coming from out of town, and what the festival is about and what we can expect. So
Great. Well, so much to say. I mean, Sacred Sheep is a festival that we began last year, was our first year, and the intention is to highlight makers in the Pacific Northwest. We are lucky enough to live in a place where there are so many incredible makers, just so many.
Yes, aren't we?
Yes, and also in a community that really values handmade items and people that like work with their hands to create things. So, I think we're fortunate in that way. Sacred Sheep pulled together about 30 to 35 vendors this year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, it is going to be really special, a little different from last year, only because it's a new year. So some returning vendors, some new ones, but it's a collection of people that are definitely lots of yarn people, but also
we are all super happy about it, right?
right. Also, really, so many other kinds of makers, like some jewelry people that we've become familiar with that are here in the Pacific Northwest. Some ceramicists, there's kind of a wide variety, and the idea is just to highlight people that are makers here. And we do have some people that are coming from other parts of the country, but the majority, far and wide, are from the Pacific Northwest.
And this, for me, is just absolutely wonderful. I have lived here for about 35 years, and this year I decided, and I was just approved to get my citizenship. So now I know, I've been a legal resident, but now I know that my heart is not just in Brazil. I have told many of you viewers that I'm from Brazil, but my heart is here also. And this is why I decided to do this interview, because being here and loving art and loving yarn is just super important to me, and I know it's important to all of you. So if you are coming to Sacred Sheep this year, you going to have a treat. So we just want to ask today, and I'll ask you guys a couple questions. What should people do to prepare to come to the festival? What do you think are the important things to know?
I think we just, we touched on the marketplace because that's a big, part of the event. But there is also, we should say, just so many other things that are going on. Lots of meetups. There are classes and workshops that people can sign up for.
Which classes will you have this year?
We have several instructors that are joining us. Sari Nordland is coming. Caitlin Hunter is coming. Elspeth Vance, who is a Portland resident. And then Andrea Liu is also coming. Very excited to have. And they're teaching more than one class, so you can look through to see the different descriptions of everything.
Yeah, I would say there's still a handful of class spots left, so definitely check out the website. But yeah, we're so excited to have all these different designers. They're really always sharing interesting things, and I think I love to hear their personal stories, what inspires them, and how it is Sari especially. I feel like she's been designing for so long. Yes. She has this really beautiful class prepared to share just her journey as a knitwear designer. I feel like she's been doing this for so long, and before so many of the tools that are online even came out. she's like one of those really original bloggers. So I'm really excited to hear from her about all of her inspiration.
And it's always so inspiring to be in one of these classes with people that have been doing this for so long, that it just inspires you to keep doing more and to know why you also love that so much.
I think so. Yeah, and I think that the instructors this year are really bringing like kind of the classes where they really like shine to like what they're really known for. So you're really getting that like just like high level of like information, I think, which is so you know, something that you really only can get from like an in-person class.
Yes.
So very excited to have them. I would also just say that Sacred Sheep is, you know, it's an incredible spot for fiber enthusiasts to get together. So, you know, you end up just seeing people that you haven't seen in a while, people that you only know online that now you're meeting in person. I mean, there were so many like actual relationships formed in line at Sacred Sheep last year that we heard about that we found so fun to, you know. So I think like when you're surrounded with like your community with other people who are just as like excited about being there as you are, like you just already have that, you know, that in common, and it's pretty fun to see.
Yeah.
Yes. And would you say something a little bit about the venue and how easy it is for people to get there, how easy it is to park, and what we should do when we get there?
Yeah, I mean, we chose the Red on Salmon because it is, it's very centrally located. It is only a mile from our shop here at Rachel Dyes. So it's in inner southeast.
You can stop by here either before or after.
Yes. And some of those classes that we talked about are going to be held here too, because there's only one classroom at the Red. So, you know, we're trying to make sure that as many people who want to take classes are able to. But I would say the facility itself is, it's pretty special in that it is, well, it's a beautiful space. Which was really important.
I was there last year, and it is. Even the bathrooms.
Everything is
cool.
Everything is very. I mean, it's very like thoughtfully put together. It's small enough that it can feel like an intimate sort of like event space, whereas you know, some of the other options that we have in Portland are just real big convention center style, which we. You know, we're trying to stay where we are as long as we can, because it does provide that sort of like curated, it forces us to be kind of like curated and to make it kind of a smaller, more intimate event. It also has that incredible outdoor space so that we could have, you know, lots of gathering places. We have got a really big tent this year, even bigger than last year.
Wait, I'm going to jump in here real quick just to kind of toot your own horn a little bit.
Go ahead.
Of course. I'll say I think Sacred Sheep was like an idea that had been tossed around for a while that we were really excited about. And then you discover this like gorgeous space. And it felt like what was it, like the beginning of last year? Yeah. Like all of the things really started to fall into place, and we knew we had to like start moving and really planning the event. And I feel like you've done such like a great job leading us in doing that, and like helping to like make this vision come into a reality. And I feel just like so excited that we get to do this all together. I know like a Sacred Sheep in general and like yarn events like tend to be real community things, but just I feel like it's become a real community event as a team too.
It's true. We work so hard on this. But you're right. It really was finding that space kind of just solidified everything. And we're like, we were off and running. Like the idea had been bouncing around in our heads. We'd talked about it for sure, but finding that space and it just being kind of everything that we wanted, you know, it's like, it's a new space. So it's like fully ADA compliant, has like, you know, has just the right amount of room for our
and it's so gorgeous. Like, I think one of the things that you talked about too, having like done festivals before, is that it's so pretty that you don't necessarily need to like go over the top decorating your booth.
Totally.
It makes it really like a homey, warm, welcoming space for shoppers, and for just like everyone, you know.
And I have to say that as a person who attends it, because I went last year, and of course I plan to go to every single one. It really, the space highlights the yarn, the booths, and it just brings them to life. So for me, I had been on the other side. I had the experience that you wanted, that you've been
Nice.
describing. You know,
Nice.
as a person coming there, I felt welcome. I felt that it wasn't like this big, huge space where I was feeling lost. I met so many people that I knew, so many people that I had just seen, and people that I had not seen for such a long time. So I felt that I was at a party with the people that I like the most.
I love that.
So-
I love that. But I think you're right. There is like sort of this, general kind of like overwhelming nature to events that can, be really exciting for some people, but be really just too much for others. And I think that this kind of has that balance of, being full and fun and so much going on, but also, I mean, you're going to visit every booth in the marketplace because it's not that big. You're going to see everyone that's there because you can. It's not that big of a space. So I think what is kind of limiting about it is also an important factor of kind of like how we wanted it to feel for the attendees and for the vendors.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel, for me, it wasn't limiting, because I have been to other bigger events, and what I feel when I leave those events is that there was so much that I didn't get to do.
Right.
And I did not feel this way at Sacred Sheep. I waited in line, but it was actually super fun because I met so many people. I got to see different sides of people knitting in line, and I forgot mine. And I was like, this year, I'm going to have my knitting in my bag. If you could talk about a little bit about that, and how easy in this place that you chose, which is a beautiful place, how easy it is for people to be able to get there and to get access to it. And
Yeah, we did want to say for just logistic stuff, ride sharing, like Uber or Lyft, public transit, all those will get you to the event space. There isn't parking on site. There's only street parking. There is a fair amount of it.
There is ADA parking.
There
if
is,
you know that
yes.
you need it, please email us ahead of time. That will just help make the whole
Yes.
everything as smooth as it can go.
Yes. Or if you're getting dropped off, but you need ADA access, enter on Taylor Street, because that is a completely different entrance point that is just for both the classroom and for ADA.
Yeah.
So logistically, I would say, that's a good thing to keep in mind. We are in the middle of the city, so, use the sort of conveniences that the city has to offer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think otherwise, it felt really important to us to like have the event be as accessible as possible, and that like it exists on so many different levels, yeah, we're just really excited to have as many people as possible like join us and get to like be in celebration and community with each other. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
so now, one thing that I'm very excited also is about all the beautiful merchandise that they're going to have. So I wanted to know if you have some of them in hand that we could show some of it. And I was going to mention in the end, we can talk about a little bit what we are wearing, because that's something I always start my episode with, and I was going to leave it to the end this time. But wanted to show you what you could get and what you can get when you get to Sacred Sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, can you say the exact dates of the event, please? I think we did not say that yet.
Yes. And since that shifts, we should definitely be saying that. November 1st is a Friday evening VIP event. So that is for people who are VIP attendees. That's from 4 to 7.
Could you talk a little bit about the VIP? Also?
Yeah, let's do that. VIP event is going to be so much fun. Last year, it was part of the, the whole day, and it was just the first hour of the day. This year, we broke it off to sort of kick off the event on Friday night. It's from 4 to 7. So VIP attendees will be having those 3 hours to shop in a, much smaller group of people. And they get a VIP swag bag, which is...
Yeah, I have the tote here. It's this gorgeous,
But imagine it full of goodies.
Yeah.
Because we have
pretty.
so many donations that are going into the bag, the swag bags this year. So many sponsors that have put some special little goodies in there for the VIP attendees. So that's one. Don't miss that. So you get that first look, those 3 hours, but you also get a flex pass for Sunday, so that you can come back at any point on Sunday and get to experience more of the full event with all of the stuff that's going to be outside. The community tent, the meetups, all the food trucks, the tattoos, all the things that are going to be happening. You'll be able to come back on Sunday for that. That's included javelinas, which is an indigenous pop-up cuisine here in Portland, is going to be providing some very tasty little hors d'oeuvres and snacks for everybody. So very, very much looking forward to that.
If you haven't seen them on Instagram, definitely look them up. Everything that they post, all the food, I'm just so excited.
It's gonna, I'm glad that they're making them little small bites so we can just, eat everything, all the things. Don't miss that. Straightaway cocktails will be there. They're giving all the VIPs one of their signature cocktails, which real excited about that. Plus they'll just be there throughout the weekend serving up their beverages. Becca and I were just there last week. They have a tasting room that's 3 blocks away from the Red. So also just pop in there, because perfect spot to sit and knit and have a drink for sure.
So I think this is going to be a weekend wonderful time to just enjoy and be good to yourself. So I'm waiting for you here.
Oh my gosh, so much stuff happening that weekend. Just beyond the event, so many things. But then Saturday and Sunday are full days. Well, Saturday's a full day, Sunday's a shorter day. But one thing that we did was structure kind of these timed entries that will help with line management.
We have these timed entries to help alleviate that as much as possible. That being said, there are only a handful of us with scanners, and the wristbands will be going as fast as we can to get people through. But just when you go to a concert or any other event, although you have your time, it still takes time to get checked in, etc. And so that's largely where the line comes from. Especially because of the timed entry. So we'll be doing absolutely the best that we can, but just know that there might be a little bit of a wait there.
And you did that last year. I have to say that I was in line, but I did not feel that I waited in line, because there were so many different things. And as soon as the time, I got there way earlier because I'm one of those people, but I also
get there early.
Yes, I also enjoy the time being with people that like the same kind of things that I do, and then I get to meet different people there. But I would say that you guys did a fabulous job last year, and there was somebody walking around and keeping us updated and giving information. So I did not feel, and nobody that was near me complained about it.
The other thing to note about that is the timed entry is for your time to be in the marketplace, because that's where we're kind of limiting capacity. But you can come early and hang out in the outdoor courtyard, which is where all of the meetups are happening, where all the food trucks will be. There's some merch is outside. Tattoo signups are outside. We would definitely want you to get the tattoo you want to get. There's going to be more people doing that this year. That was so big last year.
Time for me to get that. I have space right there. So
yes. And as I understand it, there's going to be different flash for Saturday and different tattoos for Sunday.
So how much time does each person, if you have a timed entry for the marketplace. How much time does each person get to stay at the marketplace?
So that's just your start time. There is no end time. So you could stay for as long as you want. You could leave and come back. Once you get checked in, you're able to come in and out.
Oh yeah, once you're like wristbanded, like you're totally good to come and go for the rest of the day. The color of your wristband will just correspond to like your time for entry into the marketplace. Yes. Yeah. Right. So
that whole weekend, there's so many times, so many different meetups going on, so many different classes, different days that the event is happening this year. So you really can plug in your weekend however you like. And also for people that are coming and visiting, I know that we had people, from out of state last year too. And there's just so much to do in Portland. Yes. In November. It's a beautiful time to come visit. So many things going on. So you can really plan your weekend in whatever way suits you best.
And now my question for you is, what for each one of you, what was your favorite and what's your favorite thing to do or about Sacred Sheep?
Just witnessing last year, I feel like the biggest takeaway was just how much like community love and support there is for an event like this. It's really nice to have it like in our own backyard. We will be putting together some sort of like weekend templates that we like to call it, like, so to really give people some ideas on other things that they can do in the city or right outside of the city, other events that are going on, other places that we recommend to visit, to eat at. There's a lot we can share, and we will continue to share that mostly in our newsletter. So I would sign up for that if you're not already. There's a lot of information that we're sharing there.
Yes. And as always, I will have all the information that we are talking about here today on the show notes, and then I'll have links in there also, and you will be able to access all the information we're talking about. And how about you? What's your favorite thing?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think one of the most fun things from last year was like talking to folks in different booths. Like some of these folks are people that we just email with or chat online, and getting to see people in person is just so lovely, and like squishing all the yarn in person. Yeah, I think like Rachel said, it's really all about that community aspect.
The curation piece is being able to like really see like how it would all come together, how it would like sit next to each other, but then ultimately some lovely little relationships born out of that.
Yeah, it's almost like friendship curation, I think, too.
Which this is what really, for me, these festivals and this community is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely about the friendship, and I think too, it's everyone from like the teachers to our volunteers to like truly so many amazing volunteers. Thank you so much to everyone who volunteered last year and is going to volunteer this year. But yeah, the teachers, the volunteers, like our staff, vendors, people who are attending, and kind of like everyone just coming together and forming these friendships is so exciting to me.
Well, and I think that's what this is for me also, and for all of you watching, is I think that we all, knitters, crocheters, crafters, we have this connection that you can feel when you meet somebody that also does the same craft, because you feel the connection immediately. I was reading a book actually for my grandson, and it's called The Invisible String. It's about making connections and separation anxiety, but I feel the same way about the craft community, and especially knitting and crochet has something special that we all, in one way or another, have this invisible connection, this invisible string that connects us all. And that's why I'm here today, because I want you to be part of it also, and I want you to be happy about this. And I will be recording when I'm there, and I'll be trying to show you as much as I can. So if you can't be here this time, you also would be able to enjoy. For all of you that are going to be coming, I will be also with this interview giving a couple tips and a couple things that you can do to prepare to be here and go to the festival. Now I wanted to tell you what I said that I was going to do in the beginning, and tell you what each one of us is wearing today.
Oh yeah.
And,
well, some of this merch. So the merch that we have online right now is just the hoodie and the jumbo tote bag.
We love the jumbo tote.
Of course, get those. But also we'll have some merch that we're kind of reserving for the show itself. So for when people come, they'll get to check it out in person. But we've got a couple sneak peeks. One of them is
Rachel's
this tee,
wearing this
which
one.
I love this.
yes.
I'm obsessed with that
Love
one.
the artwork for this.
Yes.
And then we also have this other shirt,
Yeah.
which is so.
I mean, and just the little star sleeves.
down the sleeves are so.
So
Gosh,
pretty.
Look at the detail.
Yes, we worked with a local artist here, Samantha Hensel, who put together some really gorgeous artwork that we very much connected with.
Absolutely, it was too hard to choose. We had to do multiple designs.
We chose it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and you also have a teacup or tea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
we have the mug. I don't know if
the
you want to
mug.
hold this closer. I think it's a little hard to see.
Yeah, get in there. But
Get in there.
this is a myrrh cup with our sacred sheep little
Yeah.
angel, lamb, and stars. But
It's on both sides.
this is like my favorite kind of way to drink tea or coffee because it has the feeling of just drinking out of your home mug, but it's travel ready.
Yeah. And I guess then the other things you're gonna get to see when you come to the show. So, also, what are you wearing that you needed today? Could you mention that?
I wore this sweater last year to Sacred Sheep, actually, so here it is making another appearance. It's the Gale sweater from Sashiko Bergen, and I love it. It's so cozy and comfy.
And I think you knit that up using Garthenor.
Yep, I used Garthenor and our Faye base.
Awesome. And you, Becca?
I am wearing the Brioche Bubble by Deegan, and it is knit up in
And
the
Deegan will be there.
Deegan will be there.
And
I'm really
Flock will be there.
Oh
which
my
I know
God!
you're
Wow.
about to say. You should wear this. at least
That's
one
so
day.
wild. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's knit up in the Wandering Flock fingering singles, and then their silk mohair base in the colorway Sunsets in Brooklyn.
So good.
Which is so good and so soft. It literally feels like a cloud. And then this, just because it's chilly in here, is.
It looks like a cloud.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
it really does.
It really does. This is the Traveler Shawl by Andrea Mowry, knit up in Elder in the colorway Chromite, which is our favorite. Can't really tell what it is kind of color. It's kind of green, kind of gray, kind of blue.
Chameleon color.
It's a real chameleon color for sure. And yeah, I'm so excited to see what everyone is going to wear at Sacred Sheep. I love
that is that might be the best part.
Yeah.
The sea of sweaters, all the inspiration that you walk away with. Like I love seeing what people have made and how it looks in real life and how they've styled it.
Yeah, and before I pass the mic back to you, I have to say, seeing people's knitwear in public is so fun.
It is so fun.
I feel like kind of like the invisible thread, I think that you were talking about. It's like I remember being at the airport and I saw someone wearing a sheep camp, and I was like, a knitter.
Spotted in the wild.
Yeah, exactly. Like a friend. Like, I know what you made. Like, that's so gorgeous. Like, I had to like go up to her and say like, I love your sweater. That's amazing. So it's just truly like one of the really fun things about everything that we do. I love it.
Yeah, and I feel so blessed and so privileged to be part of this community. I think that 35 years ago, the universe knew that I had to be here, because I think also that Portland is a perfect city. I am so excited to be here with you all. Thank you so much, Rachel and Becca, for doing this. Until we meet with you again, keep knitting, crocheting, crafting, doing what makes you happy, and thank you for being here with us today. Ciao.
Thanks, guys.